Oh, I'm sorry. Were you expecting somebody else? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms, and I'm back here on Friday, April 26, 2019. Back here with the Lightning Flash Update Part 2! Yes, Part 2. It's going to become a reoccurring theme week by week because I, unfortunately, if you missed the first part, I cannot record videos over an hour and 10 fucking minutes, and my computer does not see it, so it won't allow me to translate it on the computer so I can upload it to YouTube. It's a pain in the ass. I know. It is a pain in the fucking ass. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get right into the news, rumors, and reports section of the Lightning Flash Update. You already know the drill. I don't need to go off in a tangent with the charismatic intro. I still have a cold. Yes, it doesn't go away in a few hours. I'm working on it. News, rumors, and reports. We're going to kick off the news, rumors, and reports section of the Lightning Flash Update with a report from Dave Meltzer as to why WWE changed the War Raiders name. And surprise, surprise. It should be no surprise to you. According to Dave Meltzer, WWE did not change the War Raiders name because of the word war. Vince McMahon simply didn't like the name, and this change would happen the day of the show, no less. This is just a case of Vince McMahon not liking it, so he changes it even though there's nothing to change to begin with, and it makes the superstars into fucking jokes. It's another one of these name-changing, name-butchering issues that WWE can't seem to kick. It's like an unhealthy bad habit. It's like an addiction. But we all know what Vince McMahon's real addiction is. He can't get off Roman Reigns' ball sack. I actually have a report on Nikki Cross as to which brand she may be on. Now, Cage Side Seats reported that the Wrestling Observer newsletter stated that no one knows what's going on with her. Literally, nobody knows where she's going to be. She was listed for SmackDown as part of the Worlds Collide, Women's Collide special, but to be quite honest, I don't even trust that with WWE. I don't trust that with WWE based off of the fact that WWE has been known to say one thing and then turn around and do something else, just like they did with the issue with Andrade and Aleister Black and how they went over to SmackDown. And with Nikki Cross has not competed in a match on the main roster since the week before the Elimination Chamber where she jobbed out to Ruby Riott. So, at this rate, I don't know where the fuck Nikki Cross is going. She better go to SmackDown Live. I'm assuming she's going to go to SmackDown Live based off the fact that Killian Dane and her are married. Now, it's really going to make things interesting, seeing as SmackDown is stacked as far as the women's roster goes. So I would not be surprised if they move Killian Dane over to Monday Night Raw and put Nikki Cross on Monday Night Raw as well, because they need some depth in that women's division. Outside of Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, Ruby Riott, and Natalya, you really and Naomi, you really have no one who's legit on Monday Night Raw. No, Dana Brooke is not legit. Alicia Fox is not legit. The Aid-Conics are not legit. Neither is Sarah Logan. Don't give me the bullshit that those women are legit. Those women need to be fired immediately. Now, I got a report from the Wells Fargo's Arena currently advertising 3 matches for Extreme Rules. Originally, the Wells Fargo Center advertised 2 matches for Extreme Rules back in February or March, I believe. And those 2 matches were Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. Now, Wells Fargo Arena is currently advertising 3 matches for WWE Extreme Rules on July 14, 2019, and the card reads as follows: Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre. Now, based off of those three matches alone, the only match that I would really want to see is AJ versus McIntyre, and I'm assuming that that could be an unofficial number one contenders match to see who's going to face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, because Rollins is not losing the Universal title to Baron Corbin. So this pretty much confirms Rollins is winning at Money in the Bank. And if we need to do a one-off with Baron Corbin, then okay, then let's make it a one-off. But at the same time, it is pretty piss poor on WWE's part. So I'm assuming that based off of those two matches alone, it's going to set up Rollins versus McIntyre for SummerSlam, which I originally pitched before they brought Styles over. And then I pitched Styles and Rollins, but now apparently they're putting Styles and Rollins at Money in the Bank to upstage Double or Nothing. Now, as far as Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton goes, I don't really know where that's going to come from, because Randy Orton has not been seen on television since the SmackDown Live after Mania. So I don't really know what they're going to do with Randy Orton as far as getting him into a program with Roman. Possibly, what I am getting from this is it could possibly lead to Shane McMahon establishing a new corporation. He already has Elias. Vince McMahon introduced Elias as SmackDown's greatest accusation. So I'm assuming that down the line, maybe at Money in the Bank, we could see Randy Orton join this new authority with Shane and Elias and Vince going up against Roman. Now, it's going to be fucking cringeworthy as shit. It's going to be fucking cringeworthy as shit, because how many times do we have to see a Roman Reigns versus Authority angle? It's going to be cringeworthy as shit, but that is what I'm getting from it. Unless this thing with Elias is just going to be a one and done. But outside of that, maybe this could be an unofficial number one contenders match to see who faces Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, which most likely will be Roman, and Roman Reigns will bury Kofi Kingston and his WWE Championship reign forever. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this card thus far. Outside of AJ versus McIntyre, this card is a huge middle finger. And I was actually planning on going to Extreme Rules in the Wells Fargo Center, just for the hell of it. I got some news on Backlash. Now, we all thought that Backlash was going to be canceled permanently, but that is not the case. That could not be the case. Now, it was reported not that long ago that WWE canceled Backlash on June 18th, 2019, because they had to move the Saudi Arabia show. They moved the Saudi show from the beginning of May to the beginning of June. The Saudi show, the next Saudi show, is supposedly taking place on June 7th, 2019. That is the day before NXT TakeOver San Jose, which is a standalone TakeOver event. Backlash was originally supposed to take place in San Jose, California, a week and a half, I believe, after TakeOver San Jose. Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Radio is now reporting that WWE is set to reorganize the Backlash pay-per-view in Tacoma, Washington on June 23rd. So that would be 2 weeks after the Saudi show. Now, I don't really know why they're doing this. I'm guessing it's because they don't want two pay-per-views too close together, and they actually want time to build towards Backlash this time after what happened last year. Because last year's Backlash was poorly built, poorly produced, and it was one of the worst pay-per-views of the year. So I'm assuming that WWE want to kind of help themselves in a way and give themselves some time to actually produce a decent Backlash pay-per-view. But with WWE and the main roster, you really can't trust anything as far as the main roster goes, and you cannot give them the benefit of the doubt with anything. It is mainly you go in there and you just hope that you get something good. Like, no one thought that WrestleMania 35 was going to be as good as it was. Now, it wasn't a great show. It was very good. All the right people won. But at the end of the day, We all thought it was going to be a complete shit show based on what happened at WrestleMania 32, 33, and 34. So, this could be the same issue. Now, I'm hoping that WWE does put some effort into the Backlash build, because it is a fucking pay-per-view. I'm assuming that's why they did it. My next report. I don't know why I put my pen down. My next report comes from WrestleTalk.com. And this was actually pretty interesting. WrestleTalk reported that WWE was forced to change the WWE Championship plans for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. If you do not recall, Kevin Owens did turn heel this past Tuesday on SmackDown, which I talked about on part 1 of the Lightning Flash update, which I posted earlier today. Daniel Bryan, who is currently out with a supposed concussion after the stomps that were delivered by Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35, was actually set to get his rematch with Kofi, but they had to slide Kevin into that spot. A heel turn was not the original plan for Kevin Owens, as he was actually set to be the number 2 babyface on the SmackDown brand, behind Roman Reigns following the shakeup. Now, of course, Roman Reigns is going to be number 1, because they can't help but put Roman Reigns in that babyface position, even though he's a fucking failure in that position. So, obviously, Kevin Owens is set to be the number 2 babyface, but I really don't understand why you would keep Kevin Owens as a babyface at this rate, when Kevin Owens is much more valuable as a heel. Now, I'm glad that they did turn him heel, because Kevin Owens operates much better as a heel. Kevin Owens operates much better as a heel, and he works much better with babyfaces when he's a heel. And this is a good interim opponent for Kofi Kingston, so that way Kofi doesn't need to lose the title right out of the gate, and Kevin Owens, he could take a loss at this rate. Now, I don't know when Daniel Bryan's coming back. Supposedly, WWE has been doing a very good job to kind of hide the severity of the issue with Daniel Bryan. I'm not sure. But, we'll see how that plays out. I need to blow my nose. I can only hope that I kick this cold by the next Worlds Collide Rewind. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're on our last report, and I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this just because of the fact of how petty it really is. Dave Meltzer reported that WWE will not be releasing Luke Harper. Now, we already know his release was denied, but now they've actually added an extra 6 months onto his contract, which was scheduled to run out this November. Harper missed time in late 2018 and early 2019 with a wrist injury, thus freezing his contract and allowing WWE to tack on additional months, which would now have his contract expire around next year's WrestleMania. This right here is some extremely petty shit in more ways than one. And I would not be surprised if Luke Harper files a lawsuit against WWE. This is an extremely fishy issue. WWE has not been using Luke Harper correctly. He's one of the most underrated competitors. He put on a great match against Dominik Dijakovic at the Worlds Collide special for NXT versus NXT alumni. And this shit just gets more and more petty, mainly because of the fact that WWE just doesn't want people to leave. Doesn't want people to leave because they know that these people are going to take their fan bases and they're going to go elsewhere and they're going to build their fan base in a different company, and they're going to bring that company more eyes and more notoriety. Sasha Banks has even been reported to sit out the rest of her WWE contract. Sasha, she's going to sit out the rest of her WWE contract. I wouldn't even be surprised if WWE's forced to give her the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, just to get her to stay. If I was Sasha, I would say no, and I would walk. The pettiness of WWE not to grant these releases and just to play nice and give them championship matches and give them opportunities. And now with Harper extending his contract because of him healing up a wrist injury. I don't know if that's legal, but if I was Harper, I would definitely file for a lawsuit. And we could end up seeing a Luke Harper versus WWE lawsuit. Now, I'm not going to write it off. We could very well see it. But Luke Harper, if this is true, at least fucking utilize the guy. Put him on Raw. Put him in a feud for the United States title with Samoa Joe. Why not have Luke Harper in some type of prime position to at least get himself over with the audience? And if he still wants to leave, that's the thing. WWE, they always are quick to react when certain people want to leave, and they always are quick to react to give them a title opportunity right out of the gate. They're always quick to do that. But WWE, they realize that once they do stay, these stars do stay, then they have them lose the title after a few months, or lose their prime position after a few months, and then they go back to being fucking jobbers. If I was Luke Harper, I would be very cautious, and I would actually fight to be utilized if WWE doesn't utilize him. WWE, they're so quick to give superstars championships and then so quick to take them away. They did it with the Usos. They did it with the Revival. They were even doing it with Finn Balor as well. Now I'm not too sure if Finn Balor is going to lose the title so quickly, but they tried to do it with Finn Balor because Finn Balor has been underutilized. Now there's been no words of him being unhappy, but you think that WWE picked up on that because they haven't been utilizing Finn Balor correctly up until this year started. Same thing with Sasha Banks. You realize how unhappy she's been, and they give her the women's tag team titles with Bayley. They have them lose it in 49 days to the Aid Conics. And now look where she's in. Now look at the position that she's in right now. There's only so much that one person can take. I applaud Sasha Banks if she's going to sit out the rest of her WWE contract. WWE does not deserve someone like Sasha Banks. But as far as Luke Harper goes, WWE doesn't even deserve someone like Luke Harper. Luke Harper was never even given an opportunity. The guy had countless potential. The guy still has countless potential. The guy was never given a proper opportunity. The guy should have been in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. I've already stated this before. But this issue, just an act of fucking pettiness. Because WWE knows that when Luke Harper leaves, Luke Harper's going to take his fan base with him. And he's going to bring that fan base to wherever promotion he goes. And he's going to gain more notoriety for himself and for that fan base. Because WWE knows that people can succeed without WWE. And that just eats WWE management alive. Especially Vince McMahon. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up part 2 of the Lightning Flash update. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already done so. We're trying to get this video to 10 thumbs up. We are also on the road to 800 subscribers and on the road to 1K. I think I am currently at 772 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. Help me get to 800, hopefully before Money in the Bank. Do not forget to hit that notifications bell with a huge super kick, so that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at TheDJStorms. Follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. The links are in the description. I also want you to go check out the Lightning Flash Update Part 1 and the Rewind for WWE Worlds Collide, Women Collide. The links are in the description. May 18th, Destined for Greatness, presented by Ace Pro Wrestling. You can get your tickets on aceprowrestling.com. It is not a WrestleMania event, but there are WrestleMania guys who are going to be there, like Mike Orlando, Wrestling's Richest Prize, Darius Carter, Prince Akhenaten, Mario Baccara. I'm going to see if I can get some good content for the channel. I'm going to get my tickets ASAP whenever I get the chance. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. It's at Lodi High School in Lodi, New Jersey. May 18th, the signings are from 5 to 7 p.m. and the show's from 7 to 11 p.m. I'm going to see if I can get some interviews as well with some possible new people. May 19th, of course, is the meetup for Wrestling Express at Pub 46 in Clifton, New Jersey, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be there. Tom McGrogan's going to be there. Glenn Davidson's going to be there. All the members of Wrestling Express are going to be there. I want you guys to come on out. It's free of charge. We're watching Money in the Bank. We're talking business. We collaborating. You can take a picture with me. You can meet me. You can meet McGrogan. Meet everyone a part of Wrestling Express. You can see me cut a promo on Facebook Live because Tom McGrogan does these Facebook Live streams, and I'm always there to cut a promo to make the Wrestling Express brand just as charismatic and entertaining as we all expect it to be. And of course, my official second dosage, in a way, of DJ Storm's wristbands came in. I got 50 wristbands for anyone who is interested. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up in the comment section if you want to. And I actually have some to mail out, specifically to Tim Farley and John Kearns, which I will get on ASAP. Do not worry. If you're around my area and you're a fan of DJ Storms, I know you are, Maria, you can hit me up if you ain't coming to Destined for Greatness or the Wrestling Express meetup, and I will definitely mail you a wristband. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update Part 2. I will catch you next Thursday for the final rewind for the final Worlds Collide special, where the brands will collide in 2 exclusive Battle Royals. I'm going to see if I can get Tyson Arnold on there as well, because Tyson Arnold was supposed to come on the rewind for Women Collide. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it due to work issues, but we're going to get that sorted out. Till next time, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Also, before I leave, no Lightning Flash Update next week. Just the rewind for WWE Worlds Collide. There will be no Lightning Flash Update next week. Possibly no Lightning Flash Update the week after that as well, because I need to focus on finals. Finals start May 1st. They end on May 7th. It is going to be a busy, busy time for me. But do not worry. After I get that sorted out, the brand will be kicked into high gear. And things are going to get very, very interesting as far as the DJ Storms brand in the summertime goes. Now, till next time, you guys have a great weekend.